bar chart shows how many hours of homework 30 students did last week. We can see that 6 students spent between 0 and 2 hours. So let me write that down. There were 9 students that spent between 3 to 5 hours. There were 8 students that spent between 6 to 8 hours. There were 4 students that spent between 9 to 11 hours. And then there are 3 students that spent between 12 to 14 hours. And I need to calculate an estimate for the mean number of hours spent on the homework. So the mean is going to be the total hours spent divided by how many students there were. Now we were told in the question there were 30 students. So this is 30. In terms of an estimate for the total hours they spent, well, we know that 6 students spent between 0 and 2 hours. So I'm going to estimate and say that each of those 6 students spent 1 hour revising, which means they spent 6 hours in total. These 9 students spent between 3 and 4 hours revising, or doing homework, sorry. So I'm going to estimate and say they spent 4 hours each, which means they spent a total of 36 hours. The next 8 students spent between 6 and 8 hours doing homework. So I'm going to estimate that they spent 7 hours, the middle of 6 and 8, which is a total of 56 hours. The 4 students that spent between 9 and 11 hours, I'm going to estimate that they spent 10 hours each doing homework, so that's 40 hours in total. And the 3 students that spent between 12 and 14 hours, I'm going to estimate that they spent 13 hours each, which is 39 hours in total. Adding all of those together for the total, we find that there were 177 hours in total. So divide that by 30 to get the mean number of hours that each student spent doing homework, which is 5.9.